catch the game.
Resume expedition.
You ready for this run?
I'm ready.
Nobody tell him anything.
I was told I didn't need to catch up, so I'm just gonna observe.
Just observe.
Yeah, so we're explorers.
Yeah.
We're exploring.
Cool.
Yep.
I did notice
Okay.
the
So we left
double
off-
vertical slits blinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, a guy has 4 eyes.
Cool.
So we left off in this little, like, this is like our home base, and we get in our little spaceship. And then we just 6-axis around.
Alright.
Yeah, the spaceship's all, like, futuristic, but also very, like... rustic.
Rugged.
I believe we settled on the term campfire punk.
We had a lot of slop discussion.
Yeah, we did talk about slop a lot. But yeah, this is a little mini solar system that you get to explore. You can go anywhere you want.
Cool.
And it's all
The interloper.
it's all simulated, like
Oh, there it is.
very exactly.
Cool.
I actually heard that they, because of floating point error, they don't actually move the character, they move the world around the character.
That's hideous.
It's great.
I get it.
Because otherwise, like, you'd get all weird floating point issues on the edges of the solar system.
I remember playing around with
yeah,
Unity
coming in
one
hot.
time, encountering
Oh,
Steve, you always do this.
It's fine.
Steve just likes to ram into
Why are you like this?
It's
But I
fine.
remember this floating point error happening. Like I was playing around with what it would be like to do like a spaceship, and I did that very thing of like you have the character moving.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, like you get far enough away and you start noticing that the vertices on the ship start like jittering in this really weird way.
Yeah.
The Kraken.
Yeah, so they end up moving the world around it so that things near the player are relatively accurate. And the things that are far away don't really... It doesn't matter if they're super imprecise.
Yep.
Or
It's just a weird thing that I like semi-understand.
well, it's because floating point's very precise, but not very accurate. Ooh, can he do it? Can he do it?
Are there trees growing off the back of that thing?
Is it not the other way around, Nate?
No, there's strong inaccuracies with floating point, but you can go very precise because there's many digits of precision. So you can get a very, very precise number, but not necessarily a very accurate number.
But
Yeah, that was actually a really good landing.
Thank you.
He did it.
I'm learning.
precision is about the grouping. Like if you read it a bunch of times, I guess it would always be the same number. But if you're modifying it, then it would kind of
It's
jiggle.
imprecise
There'd be noise
when
on
you
You get
modify it.
you get to represent the exponent, so but you can. It's somewhat inconsistent, I guess.
But yeah, what it is like something can't be precise and noisy though.
This can.
Oh,
Look, it's
Oh, I
melting.
get it. It's melting because it's close to the sun.
But precision is about the grouping or like the consistency of results. So if you sample it a lot of times,
No, that's accuracy.
oh, that's very close.
is it
Accuracy is
backwards?
how close can you get to a point multiple times.
And yeah, and precision is about the grouping of the different results.
And precision is how specific of a result can you get.
Alright, I'll hang on.
I like how it refreezes when you get farther away from the sun.
Yeah.
No,
Is there
precision is how
actually
close
anything on
measurements
it?
of the same thing are to each other. So it's the grouping. Accuracy is how close it is to the true value.
Yes. That's
Yes.
correct.
And floating point is very inaccurate for getting
Well,
the correct answer.
but if it's always close to the thing that you want it to be, then it's accurate. But if it's not always the same number when you sample it, then it's not precise.
It's
I mean, at the end of the day, the reason why you have issues with floating point it's about the number of significant digits you need to represent. Like if I go and if I have a structure that is like, 1 e minus 7. It's about what's the dynamic range of your numbers, right? If I want to represent two things that are like, 1/1,000,000th apart, and those are located at 0, that's fine. And if I want to do that if I want to do that at a very specific other number, now I need to represent all of that somehow.
You need a huge amount of your data is spent getting close to that extreme, and then you don't have enough data left to handle the subtleties.
Hey guys.
Right. If I can write my number, I want to represent like 1 e minus 6 apart, right? 10 to the minus 6 apart.
Oh,
I forgot to put on the parking brake.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no!
Did you land on a comet?
He did,
Well,
and then he didn't
no.
work it.
The comet is in motion.
Well,
Everything's in motion.
yeah, everything's in motion, Josh.
I guess. But the comet more so, right? Because the comet ain't orbiting, or is it orbiting?
It's orbiting.
The comet
but
has,
in a very
as you can see,
elliptical orbit.
comet has very little gravity. Oh, what's that light that you're floating past?
Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh, is that the bramble?
That is.
No, it's something else.
It looks
I
like a
think
white
that's
hole.
that's
Oh,
where
that's
you were
the-
last time.
That's the
Yeah.
white hole that you pooped out of. Yeah.
You can't even go into it.
No, because you can only go one way.
Yeah, I know. That's yes.
Tuppy.
Perhaps accuracy vice precision is not the appropriate.
Yeah, that's not really the
describe.
issue.
Yeah. Okay. Once I started thinking about it in terms of data, yeah, no, I get it. I understand that. And then once I started thinking about it in terms of like how the data would actually be formatted, then it made more sense.
Yeah. You need too many significant digits. If I want to represent a very, very small number, that's fine. If I want to represent a very, very small
it makes sense because
two large numbers, I can't do that.
Yeah, because when you're trying to describe something big, you have to spend a huge amount of your memory describing how far away it is from 0. You don't have enough left of your memory to describe how subtle the difference is at the extremes away from 0. Yeah.
Yep. So then it starts aliasing, and then so the bigger your number gets, the more you get jittering. Yep.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Because it's a fixed with data type. Like you can't just add more pieces of data like to your memory. I mean, you could, but you don't because that's not how floating.
Well, they do.
works.
That's why.
But then why don't you why don't you just make a new data type that's just an int and a float strapped together?
Like you got your big end, and then your small end.
That is literally what a floating point number is. It's a bunch of digits and then an exponent that tells you what's your 10 times 10 to the blank, right? So
yeah, but if you have a huge number and you want to also just describe a lot of subtle differences between the two, what Mike is saying is you have 2 of them, one for like your 10th digit and another one for your 1's digit, effectively.
So that's just double precision.
Everything before the point and everything
double
after.
Yeah, but
because what if I then have three different sort of scales that I want to represent, right? So you could hypothetically you could keep going.
It keeps going. It's just like what about more? Yeah. And you could. I think the answer is yeah, you could do that. The problem is like what if you like that covers you up to a degree, and then when you exceed that degree, what do you do? Well, you could add another one. But that's always how it is.
This is cool. We're inside this crazy ship now.
Yeah. I looked away and I got a little. I don't know where we are now.
So interestingly, a lot of modern AI systems, what they'll do is they will train in like a reduced bit, and then they'll like take that and then they'll even further reduce They'll like take the trained model and they'll go through another process that further reduces the precision of each number involved. Like they'll go down to like 4-bit.
Yeah, so they'll train on like a really coarse resolution, and then they'll test on a higher resolution.
I think they're literally like they somehow find a way to redo the weights of everything so that it ends up working at a lower precision to save memory. I couldn't tell you how it's done exactly.
Oh, Sharon, this is an alien language that we're translating, and they write in this kind of strange.
Okay.
Everything.
With
Yeah,
squiggles.
they have these squiggles. It's like lightning style kind
Yeah.
of little script.
Cool.
They write, so they write continuously. Like their sentences are deviations around about a line, and then it spirals out from.
Gotcha.
It. So
It's
Gotcha.
we have a little translator thing here that like, you read it and then like the little offshoots are like subsequent thoughts.
Cool.
they're called the Nomai. They're like
They seem to have
1,000 years old.
plant-themed names.
Yeah, so all of our species has rock-themed names, and they seem to have plant-themed names.
Oh yeah, there's some other explorers of ours that are like hanging out different places, and we can kind of find them. They all play different instruments.
We've got this thing called a signal scope, which lets you hear sounds from very far away and pinpoint where they're coming from.
Oh, also, like, important. Like, the gist of the writings that we've come across so far, at least on, like, this planet and, like, the one other planet we checked out, it seems like these Nomai people who mysteriously disappeared, they were doing some wild advanced science. Like teleportation and, like, black
There's a
hole
skeleton.
manipulation.
Yes, that's one of the Nomai there.
Okay.
Also, they have 3 eyes.
Yeah, they have 3 eyes, and we have 4 eyes.
Which makes us 33% better.
Maybe.
Which makes us nerds.
Yeah.
Get nerded.
Yeah, if you got a 3rd eye, that's like a symbol of wisdom. 4 eyes, oh, ugh.
Whatever, dweeb.
He's getting into orbit.
I don't understand the stigma about glasses.
No, that's so.
Because
I
it's
think that-
changed now.
Yeah, I don't think
Has
that's
it?
really.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really a thing anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's changed. But also, like, bullies just needed a reason, dude. Kids will find anything.
Yeah.
I guess my main point is just like I don't like contacts.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
So speaking of a 3rd eye, you just reminded me of an experience I had. I was at a conference. It was like the first conference I went to, and I was delivering a poster. So I was just like standing in front of my poster, and people would come up, and there wasn't a whole lot of attention, but there was like this one woman who came up, and she kind of stood out because she didn't really seem like she was like a normal conference attendee. She seemed like she might have been like a wife of a conference attendee. And so at first our conversations kind of seemed normal, but then it started getting weirder and weirder. And eventually she said something like, she was like admonishing me that like I should really, spend time learning how to use my 3rd eye.
What?
Oh gosh.
It came out of
It's just
nowhere.
like, okay.
Who is this person?
Like, what are you doing in this? Why are you here?
Oh,
It's like,
Steve,
you really
you're
should try
following-
mushrooms. And then it just walks away. It just like says some crazy stuff and then leaves.
Hey, would you like to try
Uh-oh.
some of the magic mushrooms?
Also,
We're going
we're
into the- we're
fast
going into the
approaching
black
that
hole.
event
Here we
horizon.
go.
Ah, man. I just got there.
Coming in hot. You're accelerating.
Oh, careful, bub.
If you hit too hard, does it hurt you?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
We have a lot of clips of him
Getting
walking
There's,
into stuff.
getting
3.
Hulk smashed?
After this session, you should watch the video that Caleb posted.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I saw
you
that.
watched
Okay,
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's only like 10 seconds of Steve
It's just a couple
bonking.
seconds of you guys like immediately falling out of something. I
Yep.
think.
Bonking, and then us all laughing.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So that's like a teleport yeeter, right? It like just yeets you in the direction it's looking, and it's spinning around
Right.
fast.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
Yeet around. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I
Yes,
think
How long-
that one only goes here.
we know about that because we explored this before.
Yes.
I see.
Back there, I guess we're trying to recreate that.
So how long did you guys play last time?
About
Just
3
like
hours.
like
3-4
The
hours
normal
maybe.
amount.
About 3 hours.
Okay, okay. Okay.
I'll
Most
post the
of it would
videos
be
throughout this week, so you'll be able to watch them.
Yes, Steve's recording it.
Did you go
Gotcha.
to the volcanic planet?
This is volcanic planet.
The one that it was like just in the sky near us.
The big yellow one.
Because wait,
That's the
I
sun.
think there's
no,
a
no.
moon.
Well, hold on. Open the map.
Yeah, if you zoom into where you are at Brittle Hollow,
There's
I
like a
think
moon.
There's a
Ah.
moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haven't been there yet.
I think it's
those
what's
land-
it's spewing those fireballs.
I mean, I don't think it matters that much. I think I'm just about
There
dead.
it is, right there.
If only we had a spaceship.
Yeah, if only there was a spaceship in this game. Here we go. Oh, that was better. You can do some sick orbits around this black hole.
I bet. This is cool.
You gonna read again?
There's just like big chunks of this like shell that are falling into the black hole.
Pretty much, yeah.
Crazy.
Check for a signal. Ah.
Hey. Oh, you launched. That's great. Great job. You. Wow, I guess it means I've been put out here for a while, huh? Well, this is Brittle Hollow, but you probably knew that. A lot of history here. It's great. Me. I'm here to see the Hanging City. It's always been my dream to see it with my own 4 eyes ever since I was a hatchling. An alien race lived in the solar system long before our species even existed. How could I not want to see what their civilization was like? Only... You've probably heard the others say it, right? I'm afraid of space. Seriously, I'm more surprised than anybody that I'm out here. Do you want to know how I even got this far? I fell! Tripped over a gravity crystal of all things. It's dumb luck. I landed here somewhere my little scout says is halfway stable instead of being sucked into what's below. I've been gauging the stability of the ground around me since my little scout, and this seems to be the place with the best surface integrity, so I'm just going to stay here until I'm ready to move on. But that's enough about me and my problems. You didn't come all this way to listen to me blather, did you? That'd be, I learned something! Oh, cool. So, what is it? I found the Nomai escape pod in the Brittle Hollow. Wow, so then the Nomai probably came here from somewhere outside the solar system, and they must have been in trouble when they launched their escape pod. What kind of trouble? And where'd the escape pod launch come from? I'm curious. This is an amazing discovery. I hope we can find out more about how and why the Nomai arrived here. What should I explore? Oh wow, where should you explore here? Not the black hole, actually, that's, very no. Which is unfortunate because the most exciting stuff is all below the crust, including the Hanging City. That's just the north. You can kind of see it from here, actually. There's also this big dome on the south pole of the Southern Observatory. You can't get inside from the surface. Trust me, I tried. But if it's like the rest of the Nomai structures here, there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Good luck with exploring. If you learn anything about the Nomai, I'd love to hear it, if it's not too much trouble. What are you doing out here? Me? I'm an archaeologist, remember? Or, the archaeologist, I guess. Seeing as I'm all Timberhearth Scott right now. Brittle Hollow is rich with Nomai history. That's why I'm here. This planet is an absolute treasure trove of culture, history, and science. If you have any questions about the Brittle Hollow Nomai, I'm your Hearthian. Or, I have some knowledge of them, I mean, so maybe I can help. I guess I'll see you later. Oh, boys, it was fun.
Where's that go?
That's a hell of a title.
Uh-huh. I think what was supposed to be there is now gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
It probably got fucked up.
Bro.
You ever
Oh.
slip into a black hole?
Ooh, wow, that's a very nice catapult.
Uh-huh.
Slingshot.
Oh, hey.
You just came full circle.
Wait. I was going to say, like, hey, wait a minute.
Slingshot, I think.
I guess you can tell on the map on the left. That looks pretty bad.
Okay.
So that just happened.